Somebody help him. The cry echoed through the skyscraper's lobby. The millionaire CEO had collapsed, surrounded by silence, doubt, and frozen stares. Everyone ignored the warning signs. Everyone except the black janitor, whose next move stunned the entire building. The lobby of the towering skyscraper gleamed with polished marble floors, golden elevators, and the hum of business chatter. Suits hurried past, briefcases clicked shut, and the world of wealth spun at its usual pace, but one man moved differently. The janitor. His uniform was simple, his gloves worn, his mop leaving slow arcs of water across the floor. To many, he was invisible, just another shadow in a world that worshipped status. But his eyes saw what others miss. That morning, as the CEO strutted through the lobby, flashing his smile and shaking hands, the janitor noticed something no one else did. The man's skin was pale beneath the tan of privilege. His hand trembled slightly when he signed the document. His steps were slower, heavier than usual. "Stress," whispered the assistants. "Overworked," muttered the executives, but the janitor knew better. He had seen those signs before. His brother had ignored them once and never came home. Hours passed. The CEO pushed through meetings, lunches, and endless phone calls. The building bustled, but the janitor's eyes never strayed far. And then it happened. A gasp, a stumble, the sound of a body hitting marble. The millionaire CEO collapsed, clutching his chest. For a heartbeat, the lobby froze. Suits gathered, their phones raised, their faces blank with fear. Some whispered, "Call someone." Others simply stared, but the janitor did not hesitate. He dropped his mop, sprinted across the floor, and knelt beside the fallen man. His hands, calloused from years of labor, pressed firmly against the CEO's chest. "He's in cardiac arrest!" The janitor shouted, but silence answered him. Executives exchanged nervous glances. No one moved. No one helped Dot, so he took control. He tilted the CEO's head back, checked his breathing, and began chest compressions with a steady rhythm. Each push carried urgency, memory, and loss. He counted under his breath, recalling the CPR course he had taken years ago, the one no one thought a janitor would ever need. The CEO's lips turned blue. Panic rose like a wave. Still, the janitor pressed on. Sweat poured down his forehead, but his voice was calm. "Stay with me. Don't you dare leave." Dot at last gasped. A shuddering breath escaped the millionaire's lips. His eyes fluttered open, wide with shock, as life returned. The crowd gasped. Phones lowered. Silence shattered. They had just witnessed a man most of them ignored every day perform a miracle. The paramedics arrived minutes later, pushing through the stunned crowd. But the hardest part was already over. The janitor stepped back, hand shaking, his uniform stained with sweat and dust. The CEO strapped to a stretcher, locked eyes with him. Weak, breathless, but alive. "You saved me," he whispered Dot, and in that moment, the walls of status crumbled. The next morning, the building was different. The story spread like fire how the black janitor had seen what no one else did, how he had acted while everyone else froze. For the first time, people looked at him not as background, not as invisible, but as a hero. The CEO held a press conference. His voice trembled, his pride stripped away. "Yesterday, I nearly lost my life. And it was not my wealth, not my position, not my board of directors who saved me. It was the man who cleans our floors. A man whose eyes and heart saw what we ignored. I owe him my life." The cameras flashed. Reporters scribbled furiously. But the janitor simply bowed his head, humility in his posture. He hadn't done it for recognition. He had done it because every life mattered, wealthy or poor. The CEO's final words rang out across the lobby. True greatness is not found in power, but in compassion. Yesterday, the man you overlooked became the man you must honor. The building erupted in applause, some with tears in their eyes. And though he returned to his mop and bucket, The janitor was never invisible again. This story reminds us that heroes don't always wear suits or carry titles. Sometimes they wear uniforms the world ignores, and yet they hold the power to change everything. Where are you watching from? Share in the comments. Subscribe for more emotional stories that honor unseen heroes among us.